Kos has so many beautiful beaches, but deciding which ones to go to, that can actually be a heck of a job. So in today's video, the first of a two-parter by the way, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about all of the best beaches. Let's kick off with one of my favourite beaches, and that's Marmari Beach. It's right there on the map, and it's just a 20-minute drive from two extremely popular areas. The first one, the capital, Kos town. Got to go there if you're not staying there, by the way. And the second one you've got to go to if you're not staying there is Kardamena. It's also a place where you can get loads of ferries from to excursions. More about that later. The beach itself is massive. It's 3 kilometers long. It's beautiful. It's fine white soft sand. In fact, it's actually just won an award this year for the whitest beach in Europe. That's not bad for a starting beach, is it? As for the water there, it's crystal clear, it's calm, it's got a nice gradual slope, which is great for walking into, especially for kids. And the temperature, lovely and warm. June to August, 23 to 26 degrees. In fact, for all the beaches I'm going to mention, essentially it's the same temperature. So March to April, you're looking at 16 to 18. June to August, 23 to 26 degrees. And September and October, still very warm to swim, 21 to 24. Now, getting to Marmari Beach is dead easy by car, it's dead easy by bus. In fact, the bus from Kos town runs often, and if you're getting there by car, there's plenty of parking for you, most of it free. But the beach can get pretty windy, especially in the afternoons, and this is why it's an absolute hot spot, as you can see there, for windsurfing, wing foiling, catamaraning. There's also half-day and full-day boat tours around the island as well. Plus, there's lots of other water sports, including, as you can see there, ringos, aqua gliders, and even stand-up paddleboards. You're spoilt for choice. There's also quite a few beach bars and tavernas, and nearby there's lots of shops as well. If you're looking for things to do nearby, then I definitely suggest either the village itself or go to Tigaki Salt Lake, just 5 minutes away by car. That's right, I did say a salt lake. A bit more about that later. Oh, yeah, top tip. It is among the favourite beaches of locals in the weekend. So if you want something a bit quieter, then suggest you go in the week. Now, I haven't mentioned renting sunbeds and umbrellas yet. And that's because not every beach has got them, but I'll let you know throughout this video if they don't. Prices are really going to vary so much, not only for each beach, but the time of year you go, the type of sunbed that you want. And prices really can go from anything from 5-10 euros up to 50 euros. But there's good news. Sometimes if you eat at some of the cafes on the beaches, they'll let you have them for, well, a big discount and sometimes even free. So my advice there, ask first. Now, let's take a look at one of the most popular beaches on the island, and that's Kardamena Beach. Mainly because the town of Kardamena is also one of the most popular areas to stay. Great for nightlife, by the way, if that's for you. Quick tip there. It's quite a drive from Kos town though. It's about 40 minutes and about 40 minutes to an hour if you're going by bus. And there's quite a few buses that go to and from. If you're going by car, there's lots of parking, and again, most of it is free. In fact, most of the parking I mentioned is going to be free anyway. Now, Kardamena Beach is actually quite long. It's about 2 kilometers, and it's beautiful, fine, soft, golden sand. It really is. Small pebbles on a few parts, but easy to walk on, but you can always think about getting some beach shoes. The water, it's slightly blue, it's crystal clear, and it's usually calm. And again, it's got a gentle slope to walk into. It's so close to the town, it's practically connected to it. But it's not the easiest beach to find water sports though. Now, one of the reasons is because it's a busy port, but there's a good but, it's one of the best places to see other islands nearby. One I can't recommend enough actually is the island of Nisyros. You've got to go there. 2 reasons. Picture perfect postcard town, and then secondly, an active volcano. Yep, I did say an active volcano. There's a link in the description of the video I made down below, including excursions and information and top tips. Now, what Kardamena Beach lacks in water sports, it really does make up for places to eat and drink. And there's all sorts there to suit even the pickiest person. Next, I want to talk about two beaches which are actually joined right in the middle. The second one actually has an island with a church on it you can swim to. I'll tell you about that in a second, but first let me tell you about the first one, Kefalos Beach. It's right there, 50 minutes drive from Kos town, and it's only about 25 minutes from Kardamena, accessible by bus as well. It's one of those beaches that really has so much going for it. It's also known as Kefalos Bay, and it's not that large. It's around about 1.25, 1.5 miles, but it's beautiful, soft, golden sands, with some areas having a few pebbles, easy to walk on. Again, you could always think about taking shoes. There's loads of free parking, obviously handy if you're going by car. The water, well, it's the usual crystal clear. It's beautiful, it's calm, and again, like most of these beaches, it's got a gentle slope. Now, as for water sports, renting boats, there's so much, as you can see there. There's jet skis, wakeboards, water skiing, paddleboards, canoes, and all sorts of things to be pulled along the water at high speed by a speedboat. Great for adrenaline junkies. There's also actually, as well as a bonus, lots of places to eat and drink. Oh yeah, top tip. For a more secluded spot on Kefalos Beach, walk towards the end, much quieter. Now, let's talk about the second beach, the one with the island, the one that's joined in the middle with Kefalos Beach. And that's Agios Stefanos Beach. It really is one of my favourite beaches, and I think it's probably going to be yours as well. As I said, it's even got an island with a church on it you can actually swim to. Not only that, there's actually ancient ruins as well on the end of the beach you can go into for free and walk around. It's about 45 minutes from Kos town, like the other beach, and about 25 from Kardamena. There's also a bus service as well. If you're coming by car, like the other beach that's joined to it, there's loads of free parking. Now, the beach itself is relatively small, smaller than Kefalos it's joined to. It's around 400 metres. But it's mainly sandy and again just a few pebbles. The water, usual crystal clear and calm, and with a gentle slope. Now, I mentioned an island you could swim to. Well, that's the one right there. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's called Castri, and it's about 150 metres out from the beach. The church you can see on there, on the top there, that's the Church of St. Nicholas. And the ancient ruins I mentioned, that's them there. That's the ruins of the Basilica of St. Stefanos, right at the top of the beach. Now, they go back quite a lot in time, go back to around about the 5th century AD. How many beaches have you been to that have ancient ruins and an island with a church on you can swim to? That's not bad at all, really, is it? If you're looking for water sports, like Kefalos it's joined to, there's all sorts of things, all sorts of inflatables to hold on for your dear life whilst being pulled by a speedboat at high speed. Again, great for teenagers, great for adults if you want to go for that. If after all of that you're exhausted, you need a bite to eat, there's loads of places there really is to go to and eat. Many with great views, including the island I've said there. Oh, top tip, I've got to say it again, don't forget to visit the ancient ruins. And if you can, if it's safe for you, it generally is, swim to the island with a church on it. Fantastic views from there. Oh, by the way, if you're looking for more great things to do on the island or the best areas to stay, tips and things like that, then I suggest you check out my beginner's guide to Kos. It explains more of that, including best time to go, best places to eat and drink, what the nightlife is like. The link, as they say, is right up there. Also down below in the description. Check that out. Honestly, it's worth it, especially if you're a beginner. Okay. Now, for something different, let's take a look at where sometimes, shall we say, swimsuits are optional and where tan lines are as rare as a cloudy day in Greece. What I'm talking about here is the first nudist beach, that's right, nudist beach on our list, and that's Cavo Paradiso. Let's get the name right. Now, it's not officially designated as a nudist beach, but it is known to be nudist friendly, very nudist friendly. Why is it known? Well, essentially because it's in a very, very remote location, it's less accessible and it's less crowded. So what's the beach like, apart from it's nudist friendly? It's about 500 metres of smooth golden sand. The water, it's the usual crystal clear, lovely hues of blue by the way, and it deepens gradually on that. It can also get a little windy, especially mid to late afternoons. It's a bit of a drive from Kos town. It's about an hour and a quarter, hour and a half, and about an hour from Kardamena. Closest village is going to be Kefalos, which is about half an hour's drive away, and there's not really a reliable bus service. As I said, it's pretty isolated. In terms of parking, there is some room almost right on the beach, so I suggest you get there earlier. Oh, not really many sunbeds or umbrellas to rent, and not always throughout the time of the year. Likewise, there's not really any water sports or places to rent boats, so again, that's something to think about. But one little bit of a good consolation, there's a really great beach bar there. Now, if you're looking for a great beach that's just a really short bus journey from Kos town, then you've got to check out Agios Fokas Beach. The beach, you've got to be careful to pronounce the name, Agios Fokas. It's also about 3 kilometers from the famous Therma Beach, also known as Hot Springs, and I'm going to tell you about that beach a little later. It's really worth it. Now the beach at Agios Fokas is pretty long, it's 2 kilometers, but it's mostly pebbles of volcanic rock. That's right, volcanic rock. And that's not surprising when you consider the island of Kos has had a history of volcanic eruptions. But please don't stop the video and worry, the last one was about 160,000 years ago. The water there is beautiful, it's clear, but it does get steep pretty quick, got to be careful. And this is another one that really doesn't have a place to rent boats, nor is there really any water sports available. But there is, generally speaking, especially late spring, peak season, usually sunbeds and umbrellas to rent. As for places to eat, well, there's really only one to be honest, but it really is, it's a lovely beach bar. Got to try it out if you're going. Now, if you're looking for an even more secluded beach, and it even has natural beauty, then get yourself down to Camel Beach. It's about an hour's drive from Kos town, fairly long, and that makes it about 25 minutes drive from Kardamena. The nearest village, Kefalos, is about 10 minutes drive. There's parking, but it's a small area, so it gets filled up quick, so obviously a tip there, if you can, get there early. The beach itself fills up quick. It's only small, it's about 200 meters, but it is lovely, soft, golden sand, mixed with a few pebbles. You might want to take some beach shoes. The water, as the usual says, it's crystal clear. Good news, it deepens slowly, and there's hardly any wind there as well. For food, there's a very small cantina shack, what you call it, offers basic refreshments and snacks, but again, it's not always open throughout the year. Should be though late spring and certainly throughout peak season. Now, because it's secluded and out of the way, there's no place to rent boats, nor is there water sports. Likewise, there's often nowhere really to rent sunbeds on umbrellas, maybe in peak season. If you're looking for a truly unique and truly unusual beach, then how about one that has a natural thermal hot spring right on it? That's Therma Beach for you. I mentioned it briefly before. This is the beach. Also known as Hot Springs. It's only a short drive, 20 minutes from Kos town and about an hour by bus. This is a beach. It's nestled right in between cliffs and it gives it a really lovely, secluded and quiet feel. And part of it is also being known as nudist friendly. Oh yeah, don't be surprised if a goat or 3 wanders up to you. Don't worry, they really are honestly friendly. They're not going to start eating your cozzy or anything like that. There's loads of free parking at the top, but it's a bit of a steep walk right down to the beach. The beach itself is 250 meters long. It's a mixture of sand and dark volcanic pebbles. Gets very hot in the sun, so definitely get yourself some beach shoes. And the hot springs itself, right there, it's about 10 meters, 30 feet wide. And the water itself, not the hot spring, gets deep very quick. It's rare there is sunbeds and umbrellas for hire. And there's no renting boats, there's no water sports. There's a small cantina bar there which has limited food and refreshments. Most people go for the thermal springs. Talking of which, if you go as early as possible. Really to avoid the crowd so you can get some park as well. Get yourself a space on the beach. If you can, another tip, go to a little bit further up on the island. You'll find some little, on the beach, you'll find some secluded places, one or two in there, in between, and you've even got your own small area of water. Once you're there, you'll know what I mean. Now, next up is a very, very popular beach indeed, and that's Mastichari Beach. It's close to the port and town of the same name, and it's also a very popular area to stay. And I mentioned more about it in my beginner's guide to Kos. Remember, links down below. It's about half an hour's drive and about 45 minutes bus from Kos town, and less from Kardamena. It's about 15 minutes drive as well. And there's lots of free parking there, plenty of free parking. The beach is pretty long. It's 3 kilometers. And it's also pretty wide. It's one of the widest beaches. It's going to give you lots of room as well. It's known primarily for its soft, white, gorgeous, beautiful sand and beautiful crystal clear water. There's that name again. Sometimes though, the waves can be a little bit high. There's loads of places to eat though along the beach, great views. And depending where you are on the beach, the town itself is just a few minutes walk, 10 minutes maximum at most. Oh, it's also worth noting as well, it's not known for its water sports and renting boats. Now next we have Golden Beach, just up the road from the very first beach we covered, and that's Marmari Beach. You can drive to it in 5 minutes or a 20-minute walk. You can do 2 beaches for the price of 1, as they say. It's also only about 10 minutes drive from a very popular village and very popular area, and that's Tigaki. And it's also only a few minutes away from the famous Salt Lake. More about that a little later. So what's the beach actually like? Well, it's about 500 meters of soft, fine, golden sand, hence the name, Golden Beach. There's loads of free parking, and the water is lovely and calm, and it's also shallow entry in it as well. Now, just like Marmari Beach, it can get pretty windy, especially in the afternoon, and this is why it's also a hot spot for likes of windsurfing, windfoiling, catamaraning. There's half-day tours, there's full-day boat tours as well, and loads of water sports, as you can see on there. There's ringos, aqua gliders, stand-up paddleboards, all sorts of things. Now, there isn't actually really any places to eat on the beach, but there is quite a few just behind it. Now, top tip, I would say visit the famous Salt Lake just a few minutes walk away. You can get excursions to it, but if you're actually by the beach, take a walk to it. Definitely recommend it. Now, the second to last beach I'm going to mention today is another nudist-friendly one. Again, whilst it's not exclusively officially a nudist beach, so to speak, it's generally known as one. And this beach is Magic Beach, also known as Exotic Beach. There's a good name for a beach, Exotic Beach. It's a good 40 minutes drive from Kos town, and that makes it around about 20 minutes from Kardamena. And it's also not far from another great beach, which is Tigaki Beach. Not today, but that's a video for next time. There's loads and loads of free parking there, even right on the beach. But if you get there late and there isn't, don't worry. Just set back from that. There's a small dirt parking area, and even on the roadside as well. All of that is free. The beach is known for several things, primarily for its pristine beauty. And I'm not joking there. It's also known for its quiet, tranquil atmosphere, and is often actually described, even by the locals, as a hidden gem of the island. It's not that long, it's about 500 meters, but it's beautiful, fine, golden sand, and there's not much wind as well. As for the water, I've got to say it's the usual crystal clear. It's also very calm and also with a gentle slope. Sad thing is though, in terms of water sports and renting boats, there's not really much there. You might need to go to the next beach down, which is Tigaki Beach, and which is a maximum of 400 meters away, depending where you are on this one. As for places to eat and drink, there's quite a few. There's a good 5 or 6 there. Great ones, so no worries there. Our last beach on this list, it's one of the most popular, certainly one of the most well-loved beaches on Kos. and that's Tigaki Beach. It's also a very popular area as well. It's just a 20-minute drive from Kos town and about 25 minutes from Kardamena. It's also about 20 minutes from the famous Salt Lake I mentioned earlier. There's also a park there. There's loads and loads of free parking, and if you're coming by bus, there are actually quite a few regular routes as well. As for the beach, it's absolutely massive. It's about 10 kilometers. That's right, 10 kilometers long. So I guess you should be able to find a space, even peak season in the afternoon. The sand, beautiful. It's white, it's fine. The water, crystal clear. Gotta say it for the last time. It's calm and shallow, although sometimes things can get a bit breezy. Oh, and don't be surprised if a sheep or two wanders down to the water edge. They're safe, they're not going to bite you or anything like that. Now, if you're looking for things to do, then there's loads of boats to rent and certainly plenty of water sports, absolutely loads. As you can see, there's kite surfing, windsurfing, there's jet skis, inflatables to get yourself up on and get towed by a speedboat. Oh, stand-up paddleboarding. Now, if you're tired after all of that, there's also some great places to eat as well. So that's it for part 1. Part 2's coming up soon. If you want to be obviously one of the first to know about the second part, then definitely recommend you subscribe, click the notification bell, and then obviously you'll be notified straight away. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate your time. And I guess until the next video, don't forget, go explore Greece.